So yeah, thank you guys for obviously joining the call. Just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Phil. Working on behalf of working with Hydra. Just here to sort of introduce you to DC charging. So I'll quickly share my screen now, present to you a little bit about our business, Hydra, and obviously go through our DC charging features of the Dion and the Goliath, and obviously then we'll have a short, brief Q&A if you want to ask any questions at all, and then we'll go through the sort of the installation process of how the Dion is installed, and then we have downstairs we have a live unit ready to demonstrate to you how to set it up live from our White House downstairs. So just to quickly introduce you to Hydra. So we're a new EV charging brand launched in the UK in 2022, formed from the sister companies in the MRD metering sector. So we were founded to bring the same ethos of the industry, leading quality and some great value to an aggressive emerging market. So within Hydra, our team has over 25 years experience in the electrical industry, and sort of combined our knowledge together and expertise to develop new EV chargers. So our vision as a business is to become one of the most trusted EV charging brands in the UK. So to achieve this, obviously working with the likes of yourselves, our install partners, and obviously providing high quality EV charging equipment to the market and to the industry. So Hydra DC charging introduction. So DC EV charging, direct current electric vehicle charging. DC chargers are much faster rate of charging, obviously known as the rapid or ultra rapid chargers. DC chargers tend to be a lot more bigger, heavier, more expensive, rather than obviously your AC counterparts. Hydra DC chargers, we have a range from 20 up to 360 kilowatt per hour on our DC chargers. Chargers will come normally tethered as a safety element, which is the cable being quite heavy. Because of the size and the cost of DC chargers, will always be used in a commercial space or public application, normally forecourts and car parks. So the type of connector used for DC chargers differs between AC. So normally with AC you get your Type 2, but however with the DCs you get more CCS and CHAdeMO connectors to the vehicle. With the Hydra products, here is our Dion charger. So you've got the Dion 20/30 kilowatt charger. This can be either wall mounted or floor mounted, and then the dual 40 kilowatt dual 40 kilowatt comes with two connectors. Essentially, it can split the power of each vehicle. 20 and 20 kilowatts to each vehicle. Yes, it comes with the CHAdeMO or CPS connector with that as well. The key features of the Dion, compact size. So where the unit would be seen most would be, like I mentioned before, public sites with limited space, private businesses with limited space, high usage, and obviously comes in wall mounted if needed. With flexibility, we have optional for dynamic load balancing, even with the DC charger. So normally, obviously, those of you who have been installing AC chargers domestically, it comes with a CT clamp. We have our own sort of version with that for the Dion. Faster, so up to three times faster than your standard AC commercial chargers out there. Obviously, increased revenue for the end user as well. So, for example, an EV with 50 kilowatt battery, 50 kilowatt power battery on 20% can charge up to 80% within the hour using the 30 kilowatt Dion. Obviously, the same power supply required with the AC commercial models as well. And obviously, with Hydra, our services that come with the Dion, we offer a pre-commissioned charger at no extra cost. It comes inbuilt with the RCD and PEM fault protection, inbuilt with the charging point, and we have a responsive technical team here to support our installers when they are installing as well. We also offer fully managed service as well for the Hydra Nexus through the Hydra Nexus app. So essentially a portal where the end user can track and monitor and potentially monetize the charging point if needed as well. An install, so from an installer, the benefits as an installer would be that you can offer up your own sort of contractual agreement with the end user, offering up maintenance contracts with them. So 6 monthly maintenance service intervals with our charger between yourself and the end user. So it's a great sort of way to keep rapport and keep recurring revenue for yourselves as well after the charger has been installed. So it's not just a sort of one and done situation. You can obviously go back to the customer and supply your own maintenance offerings to them as well. Just have a quick video to share with you. This is the Goliath Pro. So this is another one of our DC chargers. This ranges from 90 up to 240 kilowatts. I'll share that with you now. So you go obviously, as mentioned before, the Goliath and the Goliath Pro. So this is our charger ranging from 60 to 240 kilowatt freestanding charging point. Comes with exactly the same sort of setup as you would do installing the Hydra Dion, which is a 40 kilowatt charger. It has exactly the same sort of features as well. This is obviously at a higher output, but the input, in terms of installation, it's relatively exactly the same. So do we have any questions in the chat at all? Anyone have any questions at all?
Yeah, what sort of fuse rating are we talking then? And is it 3-phase?
Yes, so it would be 3-phase fuse, 3-phase supply.
Yeah.
And you're looking at 80 amp fuse maximum.
Say that again, sorry?
80 amp.
80 amp.
Yes, yeah. But that'd be more specifically for the Dion. So this could obviously it would increase for the Hydra Goliath. It's obviously a higher power.
And what rating is that then?
You're looking at around 500.
500.
Yes, yeah. As a maximum, yeah, for the Goliath.
Per phase.
Yes, correct. So I had a question here from Sean. He says, what back office can you use for these chargers? So we currently use Fuse. We have our own Nexus app as well, and Clenergy. So those are the chargers. Those are the back office systems that we use for our chargers as it stands so far. That's all the questions. We can obviously at the end of the presentation, we can obviously go through a few more questions as well. But I'll quickly continue from where we are. So what I'll do is now we're going to go through the sort of setup for the Hydra Dion. So go from like a wall-mounted installation. So obviously, as you would do with any other charger you've been installing, obviously select the appropriate installation position and drill screw holes positioning according to the mounting backplate as well. So this is for the wall-mounted installation. That's pretty much self-explanatory, but as you would, it's more pick up the unit, hang it on the wall if needed, and then after the installation, obviously connect the the 60 milliamp and the 22 10 millimeter power supply to the charging point. That's it. For the pedestal, exactly the same sort of situation on a actual pedestal as well. But just quickly go through that with you. guys as well. But yeah, it's actually a sort of similar setup. So now going into the wiring, as you can see, you've got the 3 phases, brown, black, grey and blue. So the L1 would be for brown, L2 for black, grey, L3, and then obviously blue for neutral as well. Yellow and green, that's for the protective earthing, so that's sort of protective for the yellow and green as well. So that's what we'll do is, as I mentioned before, at the end of this presentation, we'll go through a live demonstration of the installation of the Dion as well downstairs. But once the unit has been powered up and there's power going to the unit, it will come up on the screen as idle. Obviously, in order to test that it's working, you'd insert the connector and obviously click the RFID card or QR code. Once that's been clicked, once you've shown the RFID card and connected the charger to the vehicle, you'll sort of go into its check-in phase to make sure there's connection there and there's enough power going into it. Once the connection has been made, the charger will show you on screen how much battery the current vehicle has. From this, you'll be able to sort of have a look and check the battery and view charging information and see how the sort of charger is performing and if everything's okay on your side as well. In terms of the setup, so obviously click the cog on the top right-hand screen next to the Wi-Fi signal. Set up a sort of very simple password between yourself and the end user, just to go into the sort of installer mode, for example. This will be, so depending on how you connect the charging point, there is a SIM card inbuilt. So you can, well, to begin with, you can actually connect the charging point via Ethernet cable, data cable, or it comes with an inbuilt SIM card inside the charging point. So that SIM card will connect to obviously any network, the strongest network within the area. Once they click the network setting, select the Wi-Fi, and progress from there. You can also go in and set up the OCPP settings. So obviously any of the platforms that we have, whether that be Nexus or Fuse or Clenergy, this will be inputted in here. And that will then obviously reflect back to the portal when the customer, when the end user decides to use it. This will all, we also, as I mentioned before, we also pre-commission our chargers before it's sent out to you. So you would have all this information from us to input into the charging point. So in terms of installing, it'd be pretty much the case of you power up the unit, input in all these features, and it should be ready to go. So so far that's it from me with the presentation now. So we're going to move downstairs and show you the live demonstration of the charging point.
Cool, perfect. Yeah, so here we have the Hydra Dion. So Jay's gonna lift up the door as you would do when installing.
Yep. So okay, going to show you the internal components of the Dion here. Starting off with the incoming power supply, as Phil mentioned earlier, you've got the neutral 3 lives coming into an RCBO here. We've got the P connection coming into the base of the unit. Following it around, we've got the DC meter monitoring what kilowatts is being used to power up the vehicles. A little malfunction there. We've got a surge protection device here, followed by the communication control board, controls the insulation, temperature, and communication to the vehicle. You've got the DC switching power supply. So as we're aware, the input power supply will be AC, and this component here converts the AC into DC in order to provide DC charging power to the vehicles. And here we've got a DC contactor. Up here we've got the RFID card reader, as to obviously read the RFID cards, the LED strip to show the status of the charger, and the screen control board where you would put your Ethernet cable if the network connection chosen is Ethernet. So yeah, now we're going to do a test charge, but just before we do that, another key feature of the Dion is the screen here where you can put your own advertising, or your own or your customers' advertising as another revenue stream. Okay, so to start charging, unclip the tether from the holder. plug into the vehicle. Make sure the vehicle has been locked. And the first charge we're going to do is via QR code. So we need to open up the application. Scan the QR code by clicking QR on the screen, pressing start. Scan the QR code nice and quick, and then press start charging. The message from the app will go to the charger and it will start the boot up phase. Can take just a couple of moments to kick in, but once it does, it will begin to show you the power levels. So like AC charging, DC as well, it doesn't boot up to full power straight away. So we can see it slowly rising here. At the moment, due to the power supply we've got in the building, we've had to limit the charge to 11 kilowatts maximum. But this is a 30 kilowatt unit capable of charging up to 30 kilowatts. And then to stop the charge, go back onto the application, end the charge, and then it stops. And then we'll just quickly show you the same, but with an RFID start instead.
Yeah.
Start with RFID. So this time we'll select RFID, start. Right, the DC connector wasn't connected, right? So I'm just gonna have to unplug. Good to go. Start again. Click the screen, tap RFID, start, swipe the tag or the card, and then wait for the boot up, which again can take just a moment or two. Yeah, and there we go onto the live charging screen. Wait for the charger to boot up. Again, it will go up to just under 11 kilowatts. Then we've got the kilowatt hours delivered and how long it will take to fully charge. You click the screen, you've got even more details here, including voltage, state of charge percentage of the car, and so forth. And then just like before, in order to stop, you click stop and swipe the RFID card. And yeah, all good to go. So what we'll do now is just take a brief moment to go back upstairs and answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Cool, perfect. Yeah, so that was just the obviously live demonstration of obviously setting up the charging, setting up the Hydra Dion 30 kilowatt. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, any technical questions, please feel free to shout or raise your hand and we can I'll hopefully answer those.
Questions to pop up, just send us an email.
Yeah. So yeah, if there's any, obviously group of people obviously might not be able to want to shout out, but I mean, if you do have any questions later on in the future, maybe tonight you might pop in your head, please feel free to obviously ring us or email me, email in to us, and we'd be happy to share with you any information on that. So after this meeting, what we'll do is we will send you sort of our own installation guide of the Hydra Dion, plus the copy of the presentation, and obviously any data sheets in relation to the DC chargers that we have in house as well. So yeah, but thank you for obviously joining. Pleasure to obviously meet you all and obviously present to you the DC training. Have a good evening. Have a good day. Cheers.